Everyone, I'm back here now today to show you how to make these little doll hats. They're just pretty easy, but anyway, I'll give you a little idea on that. So I went round the house and I collected up bits and pieces, and this thing here, this is a box thing, seems to be able to do the thing that will fit this doll. Okay, so I made that hat there by using the circumference of that box there. So now to get that, we have to get our compass and we'll measure inside here. Okay, now I've already done this because I just wanted to be able to get more on the video. So I just put the thing down and I traced around the card, and then I've cut that out. Now to get the brim of the hat, you have to put, I hope I'm not going too fast here, you put that onto your piece of paper, onto your piece of card, and finally there's a hole there. Okay, so we need to trace around this side first, like that bit, and then, because I've already made this part of the brim because I wanted to get on with it, you decide how far the brim you would like the brim to be, and you just trace around that like so. So then you've got your inside circle and there's your brim. So you're carefully going to cut that out there. Looks a little bit big, but it's going to be a nice summer hat. Now if you come up under the back of this, it makes it a lot easier to cut out. Try and cut it in nice smooth way, because you don't want to have little chopped out bits, because then that's going to cause you to have little dinty bits in your hat, and you're not going to like that at all. So let's keep this going around here like so, carefully, and get that part done. Now I've made a few of these in a few different ways, but I seem to think that this way I managed to come up with a bit of an idea that seems to work okay. Whether I've come up with it, seen it, done it or not, I don't know. Sometimes I've just... Now we do around the outside of this, the brim. Even though it is raining here today in Australia, we got to still have this fan going in this room because it's very muggy. It was nice and cool last night. Oh, I just can't wait for this summertime to be over, even though I want to go for a swim in the summertime. It sort of seems to be going on and on and on. Anyway, now to cover that, we need a nice piece of fabric, which I did have some here earlier that I was getting ready to do that with, but that's not big enough. So we'll get another piece, excuse me. If I keep making these videos and turning them off because I've made some sort of scaring noise while I was doing it, I'm never going to get anything done. Now, there's another thing too we must talk about. This, when you've got I've used the biscuit box, okay, so that's got a picture on it. Now the fabric's only very thin, see, and it's making a lot of difference to the colour of your fabric. So what I need to do is make sure that this is in white, and then this can be the underneath, so you're not going to be able to see that as much. So you need to really put that into a white onto a white card if it's thin. If your fabric's only thin, use a white card. You can use cotton fabric. I've done that other one there in velveteen. Now I've just made a circle, and I won't cut around the circle. I'll just go about 1/4 of an inch or so around the outside of the circle. I can't see them there. I don't know. I must have moved my light, unless something to do with the day. Why, it seems to be shining, making me a shadow. Anyway, never mind. Now we need that. So we'll get this piece here. Put him on. Get some glue. Now you don't take out the centre because you want to keep it all neat and tight. If you cut out the centre, it'll all pull away and go different directions on you to where that you want it to go. I try not to get too much glue on myself because I don't want to put it back onto my fabric. when I say I try not to, that doesn't mean it's going to be easy. It's do my best. There we go. Seems awful quiet around here today. The neighbours' dogs are not barking or anything. Very quiet. Now, so you need to pull certain places over so you don't want a peak effect. You don't want to pull it too tight because otherwise it's going to all pull away when you get to your centrepiece, which you can cut that out now. So because this is very wide in here, we're going to have to take a piece off. So I'll take it to the side and we'll go around here like so. Cut it back too far, you need to put the fold over, so just take it round like this. Now to trim it, or make little cuts in it, just go into the card. You can hear your scissors hit the card, so then you stop if you don't want to cut it. Now the Marlins just brought me a goodie, I hope, and not a bill. There we go. Now I do have some tweezers that I might use to keep the glue away from myself. That's not going to work for me. Sometimes it does. If I give it time to just go off a bit, the glue might, it gets a bit better. It's not so tacky. I just have to wash my hands before I touch the fabric anymore. It'll get too sticky. Okay, so I hope this is still on the camera. I do know that I'm running low on battery. If I'm not running low on battery, the card's full. There's always one or two things, isn't there? Never mind. Shan't be put off by that now. If that's pulled up nice, you won't have any scary bits on the other side. It should be all smooth and straight round in there. Go in and just move whatever needs to be done. Now, this is going to go onto the top like that. So this is your brim. Alright. I'll stick that down now because I want it to dry up a bit. And to get a bit dry, so I'm going to put some glue on this one. And really put lots of glue on. Not too much, you don't want it to be oozing out everywhere. There we go. Righto, there you are. Now, I'm going to put this on the top. Hopefully it's all the same. This, where it's all meeting up. Now this is going to be, on the one that I did earlier, I did put lace in there. I didn't want to put lace in this one because I've made the brim further around. So there is the option of going around and either sewing that or putting a tiny, tiny little braid around the edge, just so it won't look too bulky there, okay? You can do it with a stiffer card or a thinner piece of card because better. You want it to be like a little, it moves like, you want it to be not too stiff, or maybe you do want it like that, it just depends. Anyway, now the top piece we'll do exactly the same. We'll just cover that with the fabric, and I have a piece there for that because I put it somewhere. I just put it down, there we go. So we'll just put that down in the centre. Actually I've got a Christmas card here that I've been using, but that's good, it uses up things. A whole Christmas card, we can use that. Forgot to cut it out, didn't I? Never mind, we're all good. Just trace around there. The glue will be set by the time I've cut it out, hopefully. I'm getting really ahead of myself here. I just wanted to put another video up because I have a lot of ideas, a lot of things that I'm going to show and do, and I just feel like I'm wasting time if I'm not doing something. Now, that's a bit whiffed. As long as he's going to cover it, we're all good. It's going to cover it now. It's going to stick nicely because it's had time to get a little bit tacky. Might be over dry there, that bit. There we go. Now, making mistakes, my mother always told me, would get me further because I'd learn from them. I think I might have learned a few things. You've got to trial and error. All is. Sometimes I do make things the way other people do them, but then you feel like you're copying them and it's just not right. If I can get ideas, if you can come away with an idea from what other people do, then you've got your own creation. It feels a lot better. But everything's different though. Everybody's different, the way they do things and what they see. There we go. Now we'll put some glue around this one. My glue pot doesn't want to play today because it's a bit cool. It might be, but I'm not. Anyway, let's keep going along. There you go. And we'll glue that down. Now that is the tip of your hat. Okay. Look at that, very good. Now we need to get, we need the piece for the crown. Now I just got the ruler. First of all I got a piece of stock card and it goes really good bendy for you, like so. Decide how high you want that to be. I decided that if the ruler was just the right width, so I just drew along there and I cut out. I just drew that side, and then I cut out my piece of paper card. Then I got the fabric and I did twice the width of the ruler. Okay, now it has to be twice because you're going to need to make this so it's having nothing showing, I hope. We're going to start at the side here and we want to go to one side this far, okay? So we want to put a small bit on this side, just enough to cover it over, like that. Glue that down. So. You'll be able to take a little bit more care with yours because it's a bit longer to do it. Now we need to actually needs to be bent that way. We're going the right way. So now we're going to cut. Now we're going to put that up there, and even though it is twice the length, it doesn't come all the way across. That doesn't matter because we do have this idea. Seemed to work for me earlier, so we're just hoping it's going to work for me this time. I hope I'm on the camera there. There we go. Push that across like that. Now, that is actually going to be your outside of your hat. Now this end, we need to tuck him under, like that. This direction. Push that under there like that. Maybe we might take a little bit off it, just so it's not so bulky. Before I do that, I'm going to put this across here, like that. There we go. And some glue and go too far to the bottom because even though this is going to be around the outside of your hat. See, sometimes they're mostly your hat has a band of some sort. So that's how we do this so when you're finishing it off it's all neat and tidy. Now I hope I've pushed that round there tight enough. Now I'm going to tuck this end in, like I said. Maybe I'll tuck this end in. Wait a minute, I'll just cut that off a bit further. Put some glue on here in the inside and glue it down really, lots of glue. Don't spare the glue now, it's not even coming out, I don't think. We'll be there in a minute. There we go. Now push that down into there. I'm just going to have to risk getting it all over my hands because I need to get on with this. You just need it to come over so it's level. Boy, I must have used too much glue, didn't I? Never mind. It's just too over the top. Oh dear. I probably should. I don't think I'll ever become one of them people that just show you things and never show you how they did them. But, well, you need to know how what's going to happen to you, don't you, if you do what I just did. Oh, dearie me, Sonia. Now, let's keep going. We just keep working on this because we need to tuck that in and flatten it down. It will work for me. It's starting to dry out a bit now. It's a bit better. Okay. If I spend too much time on it, I run out of battery, so we want to get it. You just keep going and persevere. It'll be right. Now we stick that down, flatten him. Flatten it really good. It's got a... Okay. Go into this one. Now this one we're just going to tuck under without the glue for the time being. And let me see what we're doing here. It doesn't want to play now, does it? Does not want to cooperate with me today. This one. Here we go. Push that under there. Maybe if you, when you do it, you just leave yourself a little bit more fabric than what I have. I've cut that back too far, I think. If you can just get the general idea of what I'm trying to achieve, I promise you when you go to do it, you won't have all this trouble. There we go. Yeah, that's got that finally, because now we're going to push this one inside there. That's why we haven't glued it down, we just glued this other one down. And push that inside there like that. Let's join it. And we're going to need to put some glue on there. Now because this is the back of your hat, it doesn't matter that there's a seam there and you've got it nice and tidy on the inside, see? Now, we're going to have to put this on the outside of the brim, so I might take it in a little bit further because I might have made it a little bit too long. Better to have that than... I don't believe that I'm showing you this and it's mucking up so bad on me after all the times that I've done it and it's worked all right. Now let me see. There we go. So that's going to be on the edge of there. Now just bring back the lady that's going to be wearing the hat and see if that's going to work. Well, look at that. It might do it might just fit there. There you go. It fits it really well actually. Now we're going to put this piece. I need more glue on here, of course. Now to glue this together. I suppose some people have turned off their cameras now. This poor old lady, she's having a dreadful time. I can't watch. Anyway, we'll just see how I go. Now this is going to go in the inside, and that's way too wrong. And I've made a mess of it again, Sonia. No, you haven't. Push it in there. A bit further. You need that tip bit to go inside there and to sit around in that part. Okay, so we need to bring it in still further. Maybe the tip part more so than this bottom bit here. The bottom bit will still stick sit on that part. Right, so we need the tip to go in there. And glue on. I'm going to take it in a bit further still. Goodness. Okay, I'll have to figure out how to edit these because I'll surely never get another one done at this rate. I know that's going to go in there like that. In hindsight. And then you're going to stick the other part onto the other piece. And hopefully this will work for us. Okay. There we go. Sitting there like that. Okay. And then that part there is going to go into here like so. And I'm going to glue that back bit down later, but I just wanted to show you this. Pretty much, hopefully, done alright. And then if I come back when I'm doing the next thing and show you how I've completed it. Now when I did this, remember we had to have the darker side on the inside so you couldn't see. So that's going to go there like that. This is going to sit on the top here like that. Here we go. And there's your hat. And you can put some little trim around the edge there. Flower. And put another band of ribbon around it, or whatever you liked, and then there's your hat done. So I hope that's explained that to you, okay? And I'll come back again to show you what it looks like later.